Running Sentences presents the short story The Duel, written and narrated by Michael Henry. An argument breaks out over a choice of weapons as two people are ready to have a duel. A referee stands by, waiting to get this whole thing over with. This story is a work of fiction, so any names, characters, businesses, events, and situations within this story are products of the author's imagination. Any resemblance to real people, situations, characters, businesses, events is purely coincidental, and/or fictional ones is purely coincidental. Copyright 2024, Michael Henry. All rights reserved. The chirp of birds and the buzz of nearby bugs made quite an annoying atmosphere for a duel. It was a foresty area, nice, quiet, but not that quiet, as the two duelers stood there studying the weapons box presented by the referee before them. "Well, this is quite the situation." "Oh, I quite agree, but you should pick a weapon, and quickly," the first dueler said. "What? You drew the choice to choose first and decided to choose, yet you haven't chosen," the other dueler, Max, responded. "You keep interrupting me when I'm about to pick a weapon," came the harsh reply. "Anyway, you should pick one you really don't like, since it would put us both at a disadvantage," Max offered. "That's not how any of this works. How do you think any of this works, by the way?" "Simple. A weapon is picked, and then we fight with it. End of story." "Then why would I pick one out that I'm weak with?" his opponent exclaimed in frustration. "Well, to make things interesting. You don't want the duel to be over too quickly, since you were all excited about it." "And you aren't, Max?" "I have better things to do, but since you challenged me here, I have to deal with this, don't I? I don't even remember what made you so angry that you wanted to do this," Max said with a nonchalant shrug. "You can't remember?" "If you two would please hurry up, I have another duel to oversee in an hour or so," the referee said as he interjected himself into the conversation. "Well, you can't rush Pat. They don't like it, and they might challenge you to a duel. As you can see, I was challenged to a duel for no reason whatsoever," Max said. "Anything is better than standing around holding up a box of weapons. Now, please select something, either of you." "Well, you select something, Pat." "Don't rush me," Pat snapped at Max. "Oh, I know. You select the sword dagger thing, and I'll select the pistols, and then we'll see who can win." Pat turns to Max with an incredulous expression on their face. They look about ready to slap him with a glove and to challenge him to a new, different duel. "No, you take the blades, I'll take the gun." "Is that your choice of weapon?" the referee said, intervening again. "I'm not taking the blade," Max said in response. "Max, the weapons have to be even for a duel to work. Why would you even suggest we take opposite weapons?" "It's fun to try and do things differently. And, anyway, not nearly as fun to do it the standard way when we can do it my way." "I repeat, have you chosen pistols as your weapon?" "I haven't decided," Pat said. "Choose already, Pat." The ref moves to close the case of weapons before them with a snap, this right as Pat reaches for one. "Hey!" "You are holding up the line of duels for the day. You haven't chosen, and I can only stand around for so long." "We promise to pick out. Really, we do, sir. At least Pat here will make the choice, and then we will all be settled, okay?" Max offered in his best can-do attitude. "You have an allotted time, and you cannot go past it. We're already dangerous close to going over it, and I see no reason to trust that you will make a selection and get this done within the next few minutes." "Fine, I choose pistols, okay?" Pat said. "Really?" the ref asks. "We're really doing this, Pat?" Yes, and yes, you've besmirched my name, and I shall have vengeance, or something. That doesn't sound convincing to me. Perhaps we'd better think about it some more. You're trying to get out of this, aren't you? Nope, Max said with a nervous look. The referee opens the case again and presents them with the pistols. Your weapons? Good, let us do this then. 10 paces? Pat requested. 20 is better, Max said. There is a greater chance of missing at that range. I want to hit you, so I won't allow that. Thanks to her winning the draw, she does get to decide the distance, sir, the ref interjected. Do I actually get to decide anything? No, you lost. Get used to it. I can stand how I want, though, right? No, you must stand upright, Mr. Max. No strange movements. Now move 3 paces that way and then 10 paces apart. The referee pointed forward and then to the side. The pistols were then thrust into their hands, and the referee makes sure to point again, just so that they get it. The two then follow their ordered path. I don't feel like this is fair, Max suggested. It is a duel, and it is as fair an option as you can get, Pat snapped. With everything counted off, the two now turned to one another, guns at the ready, though Max did not look ready at all. Since Pat got the choice of weapons and distance, Mr. Max, you will get the first shot, the ref announced. Oh, great. Wait, that doesn't sound right. I should get first everything, since I won. No, Pat, you don't get to that option. One last question, anybody who wants to answer it? How many shots do we have to make this happen? Hopefully no more than 1. Please say 1. I don't like shooting pistols more than once, Max said, his voice heavy with concern. 2 shots. After that, your time is up, and the next people waiting their turn to duel get to go. Fuck, I don't think I can survive being shot at twice. Oh well, here we go. With careful aim, Max points his gun and fires a few feet away from him, and into the dirt. What was that? Pat protested at the sight of it. My shot? What, was there something wrong with it? Do you not like the fact that I chose to shoot the fucking ground? You're supposed to shoot at me. Yeah, that ain't happening. I don't want to be known as the person who accidentally killed or wounded a pretty person thanks to a duel. Nope, not having that on my head. What? Now I can't shoot you, Pat protested. Well, that's your problem, not mine, Pat. History books will remember this, and you for doing this. Neither of us are popular or famous enough for the record books. Well, the local record books are things, too. Anyway, just shoot. Max stands so he offers as little to shoot at as possible, with his shoulder facing Pat. I'm going to shoot you now. I hope you miss, otherwise the records will be very unkind. The gun went off, and in a flash of noise, Max cringes and hopes for the best. There is a whiz of a noise passing by his ear. Just a moment later, or just behind his head, he wasn't entirely sure. Hey, you actually shot at me. Of course I did. I'm not a coward. Yes, you are. Duels only work if both sides want to shoot at one another. You're a coward. I'll take any advantage I can get to win, Pat said. Are you ready for round 2? Max was torn as he loaded his pistol and looks about the place. Maybe a police raid could save him. This was all very illegal after all, and apparently others wanted to do this kind of thing that it didn't seem like it could be hidden very well. It was not something the police or the government wanted to sanction, right? So, police, please show up, Max said in his head, not hoping for much, but still hoping for a whole lot. He readied himself once more, taking careful aim. Pat, before we shoot again, I have something to say. What is it this time, Out with it, so I can kill you for your insults to me and my pride. Max would shake his head. I never insulted you or hurt your pride. Those were assumptions by you about what I said. Now, though, I will insult you every other day until the end of time. A loud, sharp whistle rings the air, making Max lower his pistol. Well, that's all the time I have for the day. Bye, the ref says, taking a few steps backwards. Another loud whistle ripples through the air as the referee takes off, running away from them. Max raises an eyebrow and looks to Pat, who frowns annoyed. This isn't done. Well, I think it most certainly, quite certainly is. Now we can either both accept that, or I guess a police raid is going on, so we get arrested, I guess. I will never accept this. Fine by me, and by the way, all I ever said was that you were a beautiful, young woman. Max is running away as the words come from him, giving Pat a moment to pause and think. She doesn't waste a moment more, though, on that, even if it is a nice compliment, and runs off herself away from him. As far away from those loud whistles as she can get. The end of the short story, The Duel. Thank you for listening.